And we continue learning Dirshu Mishnah Bura Siman Kof Noten Tes. The halacha is of Netilas Yadaim, and we pick it up with Sif Gimel as we're discussing the kli, the utensil necessary for Netilas Yadayim. Says the Machaber, Kli shemachazik raviyah shekishesaimchen oisai. When you rest it, it holds raviyas. But v'im lo yisbechu yishavchu amayim v'lo yisher boy raviyas. And if you don't rest it, it's not going to be able to hold the raviyas. Einoi kli. It's not considered a kli. Helcha, therefore, mekufa shel chavish yichada. A barrel that comes to a point, and therefore it can't hold the raviyas if it's not leaning. But if you widen it out the bottom, and therefore it can hold the raviyas even without being leaned, then it could be used for netilas yadayim. And over here it comes on the Mishnah Bura Sivkatan Yud Beis in explaining what is this kli that we're referring to. Says the Mishnah Bura, Klisha Machzik Batur Beis says if Isa Duadim Beshever Klisha Machzik Raviyas Shleib Musbach. If you have a broken kli that holds Raviyas without leaning, Kegoin Chavish and Echlul Arka, you have a barrel that was cut open lengthwise. She Mekabel is Al Daivn Raviyas Shleib Musbach. For example, you see a cup over here, if we were to cut it this way and it would be sitting on the back, then it would hold the raviyas. Some say that even in this you should not be mekel amkein yichadol itashmish, unless you are miyache, unless you set aside that you're going to particularly use it for this purpose. Magen Avraham says one should not be mekel. The hoyel vishaver kli lo yachashiva klal. Very important yesod. We're saying they need to have a kli in order to have netilas yadayim. So it says in the Mishnah Bura, quoting the Magen Avraham, if it's broken, it's not a kli. So if you designated that you're going to use it as a kli, then it maybe is a kli. But if not, it's called a shever kli. It's called a non-kli, and therefore you can't use it for netilas yadayim. The walls of the kli. You have a kli that the top is open. You can stand on its walls without leaning. You could use it if there's no other kli. Be careful to pour out of the area where the kli goes down, because only until that point it's where it's considered a kli. Why? Another lip where one side is higher. Again, so over here, if let's say one side of the cup is higher, if you're going to pour out the higher side, it's only in kli until the lower point. So you have to be careful that it might not have a din of a kli. Because it doesn't hold water at that point. And if this would be a case of a pitcher, that you have a pitcher with a large spout on one side, that you should not pour out of the large spout, because that area doesn't have a din of a kli, because that area doesn't hold water, because the other side doesn't have anything, and therefore you pour it out of the other. You pour it out of the other side. Continues the Mishnah Bura Sivkatan Yud Gimel. Raviyas kisheseim chanaisai. Lav dafka, says Mishnah Bura. If it holds more than raviyas, that also on kain yishavchu mayim lo yisharbu raviyas kashlei yismachu. Avli misharbu raviyas achar shvicha. If the raviyas is left, lo yisbatel mishem kli. It doesn't lose its status of the kli. Einai kli sefkati diadalit. V'ainik shalei setchilas tikuna kach, says Mishnah Bura. That's only if it originally wasn't made for this. Then aloi chashav kli. It's called a kli. Kamam sivei. It's talking about where it's missing a little bit from the place where it rests. That it can't sit without leaning. So we have to just basically, has to be a kli that can sit and hold the raviyas. The cover of a keli. Shem Chadin, that is pointy, would not be able to use as a kli. Elam King Tiknan, unless you fashion it so that it could hold the raviyas. Let's see originally held the raviyas. You should be miyached that it does hold liquids. And finally, sifkat zayin shichad, it's narrow. Hainu shichad lamata b'mokim sheishavas b'piyach chavis. Ulamala al gaba yeshua chalal kabel. The top of it is wider. Ein enoyle mimana sifkat in zayin dafin nasif b'chila chada. Komando yashas kishat chila kigunigach. It's not considered a kli. V'ur b'sevei demutter. Mishon lo nasif b'chila b'shul kabel b'mashkin. It wasn't made to accept liquids. Raki kara likisuihu. And here in this Mishnah Berurah, we get a little bit of a glimpse into a potential answer that if it's created pointy to be a kli, it would not have this issue. This issue is only because it's a non-kli that's pointy. It happens to hold a liquid. We're going to stop over here just to take a moment to look at the Dirshu's over here, in which he comments on the Shever Klitz Machzig Ravias. Says the Dirshu, what about if a keli is made from different materials? Says the Chazayin Ish, the Ravias is dafka b'kli cheres, but kli mateches hashiv b'shever k'dei shilas mean v'lachta rishoina. Basically, the Chazon Ish is coming along and explaining that if the issue with a broken kli is not as simple as does it hold the Ravias, but rather we have to go into the kishkes of it. We have to try to figure out, is this called a kli? So says the Chazayin Ish, depending on the makeup of the kli, will have different requirements. And he says, by wood, it might also be a different measurement. But he adds on over there, Shekol Masha Dai Bekach Sheshever Kli Machzir Ravias Inze El Bekli Sheyishaya Shalim. So but kli even larger than that, it would have to hold even more. So we have to be careful with broken utensils. That's the take-home point of this. Metal kelim, says the Chazon Ish, Dirshu number 16. There's no such thing as yichad unless it does its original work. I mean, you can't take something and make it into something else. And finally, let's just finish up over here. Number 21, this is an interesting case. If you messed up when you're fashioning an item, and or a shaita made the item, says the Chazon Ish, it's not called a kli, even though originally it was made. You made a messed up keli. Because Allah Chazu is only davka b'kli that's made to do this, like a kli, a full kli with a hole, etc. And again, as Dirshu number 22 points out, a kais is not able to stand on its own, is a sarachin, whether used for kaishal bracha. Stop over here. We'll pick it up from Sif Dalet in the next year. Mirza Hashem.